Hey guys, it's Kee and Braidy from KegLand, and today we're talking about awesome gift ideas. So we're going to do a bit of a top 10 gift ideas because a lot of people think of KegLand as a place where we just sell beer and keg dispensing hardware and stuff like that, but really we've got more than that.
We've got a huge catalogue. We've got like over 4,000 products, and
I must say, I thought it was 3,000, but if it's got up to 4,000 now, yeah, the range has grown quite a lot. That is a lot.
It grows pretty quickly when you've got such a wide range of things that we're offering.
Yep.
And like I say, it's not just for homebrewers. We've got all sorts of gear for every gift. Anyone in your family, any friend that you need to give a gift for, we've got the gear.
That's it. And I think a lot of our gifts are dirt cheap, quite frankly, like way cheaper than you get in a normal retail store and stuff like that because of our online nature of our business, and we import like quite a lot of this stuff in container loads. It's really good value. So I guess let's get into it. This is going to be our top
10?
10. So top 10 gift ideas that we've chosen, which we think can really suit kind of a wide audience. Doesn't necessarily have to be a brewer.
So what's number one, Key?
Oh, I think our growing pizza category stuff, I think they're really good value. We've noticed that we're making more and more sales in pizza in general. So let's show some of these pizzas.
Let's get them on there.
Yeah. Now, everyone loves pizza, right? Like, who doesn't like pizza? If they don't like pizza, you probably don't even really want them as a friend. But, even if you've got gluten-free, you can do gluten-free pizza and stuff like that. But pizza tools and hardware are kind of really handy. We've got this starting from the really cheap, like, dough scraper. Like, this stainless steel wood dough scraper, it's a good quality dough scraper. And it's kind of like, if you're making sourdough bread or, any type of dough really, not just pizza, like it's super handy, I reckon.
And it's something a lot of people buy a pizza oven and then just forget about these accessories that they want. So it's a great gift idea for anyone that's either already got a pizza oven or getting a pizza oven. Honestly, I use mine every weekend.
Yeah, and kind of like a nice one to take down to Mr. Minute or somewhere that does laser engraving, and then you can just laser engrave like a little message on there if you wanted to. But I think that's a really good idea. What do these cost on the website?
They're around about $5.
$5. So look, it's so cheap. Like probably most places you'd buy a pizza would be like, 10, 20 for a stainless steel one. But like you basically got them for $5.
Then you can afford your engraving as well.
Yeah, that's it. So the other ones are scales. Look, these are pretty basic scales, but they work really well. Also pretty cheap. I think these ones are 8 or something like that.
Yep.
And these ones were
30. Yep.
So
you got it.
Making dough or pizza, you do need a really small scale, which can do like the yeast weighing.
Yeah,
so
and these go down to 0.1 of a gram. Yeah.
So basically, that's the kind of range you need for that. And then this one, you can do up to 10 kilos. So you can weigh your flour and your water and your yeast with that one.
Yeah. So just pop your bowl on here, all your large measurements on here, and then your small, your salt and yeast straight on there, get it straight in, and mix your bowl straight up.
Yeah, that's it. So like scales, look, I think there are ones where it does I've seen ones on the market where they do both the yeast and the large load cell in one, but the problem is they're usually more than double the price of just buying the two individual ones. So that's why we don't stock those.
Yeah, exactly. And the accuracy, if you go for a cheaper version that has those, the accuracy is just way off.
Yeah. Pizza peels. Everyone needs a pizza peel. I think ours are pretty good value and they're pretty good quality.
Really good quality, yeah.
A lot. I like the slots. I think the slots kind of work well for the flour to fall through.
Yep.
So look, for 55
bucks, yep.
Yeah. So basically you can either go the individual gifts, or let's say you've got a really good friend, maybe it's about 80 bucks if you buy the whole lot together.
And it's like the full accessories. That's everything you need. You could maybe get the spinner as well. We've also got a great value spinner, which if you've gone gas, then that's definitely worth getting. But honestly, these are essentials for anyone that's making pizza from scratch.
Yeah, that's it. Well, there you go. So you've got a pizza friend. These are really good accessories. Let's talk about pizza ovens though, because I've got some good ones there too.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So we've stocked unis for a very long time. But honestly, I don't think you get better bang for your buck than the Heizo range.
Yeah, the Heizos, or Heizos, whichever way you say it, I think are like unbelievable. But look, what you want to do is you want to go electric.
Well, or gas.
Electric. Like, trust me, electric's the way to go. Because like, if you get electric, you are going to be able to chuck a pizza in here. Even if you don't turn it, the whole thing cooks much more evenly because you've got a well-sealing door here. It keeps all the heat in. So the front to back of the stone, there's barely any gradient in temperature. So look, Brady,
we're going to disagree here, Kid. So I think you go gas. Yeah, it's much more tricky. And there's much more of an art to learn with this one. You have got to spin it. You've got to be pretty on top of it. As soon as that base has started to cook, you've got to start spinning. And yeah, you can get a pizza, minimal effort, and it's an awesome pizza. But I think, honestly, the intense heat that the gas generates is just awesome.
So if you want to master the art and you don't mind spinning pizza, waste of time.
And in all fairness, wasting a few pizzas.
And waste a few pizzas, yeah. But if you just want to make awesome pizza and you don't want the hassle and you just want it to come out perfect every time, just get the electric, guys. I'm telling you.
So this one we've been selling for quite some time now, and we sell huge amounts of it because, the as I say, the quality and the value that you get for your money. So this one comes in around about $300.
Yeah.
And the quality that you get for that has been awesome.
Yeah,
and what about this one?
Look, this one, I think, I have been using up until now our predecessor. Well, we'll still stock it because it is in a different price range, but the Hyzo E12.
Yep.
Look, it's a bit of an ugly boy, but it does the job. So I have been using the E12 for a long time to do electric pizza cooking, but this beast here, honestly, it's got a, beautiful, your glass door. You can see the pizza got a light inside, bottom and top control. I think the quality of the dials at the front, look, it's just as good as the Univolt, which sells for $1,500.
Or around about 3 times the price.
It's 3 times the price of this. So I reckon, honestly, this is the I wish this was available before Christmas this year, but it's probably going to come out in 2025.
And we did put them head to head with the Uni as well.
Yeah.
And
amazed.
Yeah, honestly. I think you can see this one's had a bit of use just because I think everyone in the office now has actually taken this one home at some point.
Yep.
Even someone that loves a gas pizza oven.
Yeah.
I do love using this oven.
Yeah. So 2 really good options there. If you've got a really good friend, maybe a wedding gift or something like that.
Yeah, yep.
These would be a good one in that sort of price range, sort of into the few $100s to, 4, 5 or 6. Or
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So what better way to follow up on pizza than barbecue? Now, this is a massively growing hobby. Like, homebrewers and barbecuers just go together hand in hand, which is why we stock so much barbecue gear now.
Yep. These few items, I reckon, are really good gift ideas for sort of in that sub $100 range.
Now, yep.
These ones are obviously the cheapest here is the gloves. So those gloves, I think they're about 13, but the heat resistant gloves, I find them awesome for even like camping. Like if you can pick up a burning hot log with the gloves and you just sort of pick it up and you just like move it. Like,
unbelievable.
Awesome. Yeah, like way more useful than sort of almost the prodder for the outdoor fire, or you got your smokeless fire pit or whatever. I find these like super handy. Picking up a hot bit of metal come off the barbecue, or moving a grill even, or something like that. Like after the
I quite often use like a hibachi grill, and honestly, like sometimes I'll grab the grill with these on.
Yep.
It's not an issue.
Yeah, it's like you're defying the laws of physics when you got the gloves on somehow. It's like you put them on and you just can't feel anything. It just amazes me.
And for $13, these will be one of those gifts that people are like, oh, okay, some gloves, but they will get so much use out of them.
Yeah, totally agree. These are really getting popular for anyone who's serious about barbecuing, wants to get those really nice grill lines. And if you go to actually a lot of commercial venues and stuff like that, so places like Grilled Burgers and stuff in Australia, they will put weights on top of their burgers to make sure they get good sear mark. But the second thing is it cooks and sears the outside of the meat faster because you've got contact with the actual surface of the grill. So look, at some people, it's starting to get more and more known the fact that this is a requirement. So you basically get your steak on the barbecue, put the weight on top of it, and that extra weight holding it down. I mean, you don't want to squeeze it so hard you're pushing all the juice out of the steak.
Yeah.
But you do need, if you push it down gently, like you get an increase in cooking speed, you lock in the moisture in the meat, and you get perfect grill lines.
Those sears, and it's not even just steaks. You've got your burgers.
Yep.
I use mine for a toasty quite often.
Toasties.
Honestly, anything that I make with it, I'm literally pressing down just to get that heat and lock in those sear marks.
Yeah, and the other thing is it kind of doubles, because you say pressing as well. Some people are using these also for smash burgers.
Yeah.
So normally, look, for smash burgers, you technically don't need something with this level of weight to it, but it is kind of handy. It's a 2-in-1. So,
absolutely.
And those of you who haven't heard of smash burgers, that's when you get the meat, you press it real thin, and you get that sort of caramelization of the meat. So if you want to,
a really crispy, juicy boy.
Yeah, that's it.
And what are these ones, Kee?
These ones, I think basically these were sort of about $40.
Yep.
So for 1.5 kilos of stainless steel, I think that's pretty good value.
It's great
not
value.
Like the, really thin. You see some really cheap thin ones out there. This is not that. It's like built like a brick shit house.
And then what we got over here, so this one is not one that you're super into your smoking and things like that. You've even got a few little tricks that you do.
Oh, massive. Like, I reckon smoking, I've used a lot of smokes. We've been obviously here because we've been sort of, introducing smoking around and testing a lot of smokers and barbecues and stuff like that. So, like, when it comes to smoking, I keep coming back to the smoke generator for a few reasons. Firstly, it is so easy to operate. You literally take the cap off like this and you put wood chips in there. And then essentially this air pump blows, air in this part of the smoker. And then smoke just magically comes out continuously as the hopper just burns the chips or pellets or whatever you want to put in there. And then that's it. It's like, it seems so easy to smoke. So you got some real cool tricks you can do. So for instance, like I've even tried, if you're a real like hobo and you just want to make a really cheap setup to just try the system, you can literally get a cardboard box, anything to contain the smoke. You can use your existing barbecue, you could use like an old fridge as long as you're not going too hot. But they basically anything to contain the smoke, and then you basically blow the smoke in there, and the smoke will basically settle on the meat, or I did eggplant on the weekend. And then you basically blow it in there, and then obviously because it's like a small unit, hardly burning any chips, it's extremely chip efficient. So you can basically fill the hopper, you got hours of smoke that it can generate, so you can do heaps of stuff with very few chips. So it's good in that respect. But then the other thing is, because it's not generating heat, you can also do cold smoking. So you can do things like cheese, which you can't do with a lot of traditional smokers. And then you can also then finish it off, because everyone's got a conventional oven, which has probably much better temperature control than most charcoal barbecues.
So difficult to get those fine controls. So if you can generate that flavour before and then lock in the heat that you need to.
Exactly. So I've been trying to maintain coals at exactly 120 degrees Celsius. It's not that easy. It's you basically they're stuffing around all day trying to get it. But like if you get the smoke with this unit, get the meat or the eggplant or whatever it is you're doing, and then just whack it in your normal oven. Honestly, you get to the same result. And I know the caveat here, I know I'm going to get some hardcore
some
barbecuers
smokers
out. Oh, it's got to be done on the charcoal the entire way through, but it really doesn't, work like that.
You get obviously it's both ends of those, the hobby. You get the same in homebrewing, absolutely.
Totally. I see this as a massive shortcut to smoking and just makes it so easy. And like these are, I think they're like under $100. They're sort of about $70 or
and then
69.
Not just space efficient, they're pellet efficient. They're space efficient as well. It takes up no space whatsoever.
Exactly. So live in an apartment even, just go on your balcony, turn the smoker on, no big deal, put it back in the cupboard. Like it's just, I just think it's magic.
I love it.
I can't believe more people aren't onto a combination of using this and your oven at home to perfectly get the, end solution. But like, I feel like this is one of those things that should be, pushed with all smoking, when people are getting into the hobby.
Well, Kee, I'm going to take this one home this weekend.
Oh, it's all yours.
Give it a bash. Now, Kee, I know we said that we've got a lot of other gear, but of course we're very well known for our homebrew gear.
Yes. It would be kind of weird if we didn't at least put a little bit of homebrew gear in our top 10 picks, wouldn't it? So
absolutely. So this one for me doubles up. It's not just for homebrewers. I honestly use mine all the time, not just for the beers that I brew, but I take this to the pub and get a fill of my favourite, to the brewery and get a fill of my favourite beer. And rather than filling a growler where you've got to guzzle it all down in 24 hours, otherwise you lose all the flavour and it starts to oxidise and go really nasty. This, you can literally just pop this on, pop a tap on this side. It fits almost perfectly when you lay it down into your fridge, and pop this little tiny regulator on here. And you're not introducing any oxygen whatsoever, which means it's going to last so much longer and you don't have to scull it straight away.
I love the idea of growler filling, as you say, and it's like such a cool concept to go to your favourite craft beer bar, get your growler, but then a day later it's partially oxidised, and then you've lost a lot of the carbonation and you're drinking flat beer, and it's just, that's not what the brewer intended. This thing will keep it fresh, and you leave it in there for weeks. And then you've got it perfectly carbonated, and because of the CO2 pressure, it keeps it carbonated. So, look, I think, I love the idea of growlers, but I think there's a lot of problems with just filling it straight off the tap, and then it all just basically, all the carbonation comes out. That's not a good experience, and beer should not be like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And whether you are using it as a growler or honestly, anytime I go to a friend's house, this is what I'm taking my beers in. I'm not filling bottles, or I'd have to fill 8 bottles to get the same fill as this, which is just, I'm not clinging around with 8 bottles. I just grab the one, straight in the fridge, and we're off to the races.
Yeah, it's kind of a good volume in that, kind of like it's kind of like almost 2 6-packs. I guess that's the best way to look at it. And it's also something you can mix your own drinks up in there. So if you want to put like your own, vodka Coke mix in there or something like that, or
Aperol
Spritz or something. Exactly. Actually, vodka Coke's a bit of a weird one. Maybe rum and Coke or vodka dry, or I don't know.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I think there's some really cool things that people can do with those, and even if you're not into home brewing, it's pretty useful.
Yeah, and these are so budget friendly as well. This is the cheapest way you can get into kegging.
Yep.
So around about, including the tapping head and everything there, you're looking around about $22.
Yep.
Which is, honestly, when you compare that to a normal mini keg, you're looking at around about $60 for a mini keg. I mean, we sell mini kegs, but this is my go-to.
Too. Yeah. Should also mention, Brady, I'm not sure if you know about this, but we've actually got insulated neoprene bags with a shoulder strap also coming out for these in 2025. So look out for those. If you want to make it don't even have to worry about taking the esky, another good solution. If you get the neoprene jacket, just get one of those ice packs you put on your knee if you've got an injury or whatever, slip it down the side, and then you get like 4 hours worth of extra time where the beverage stays cold. So I think that's awesome. A really good solution too.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're going to the beach or the park or picnic, it's perfect.
Yeah, lightweight, not glass clanging around or smashing.
And when it's empty,
it stays cool for ages. Don't need the esky. Yeah, you're laughing. Yeah, exactly. Weightless. Well, the other sort of home brewing related item is, not necessarily home brewing, but these are home brewing definitely, are the RAPT pill. I use mine a lot. We've got a major firmware update we just did, allowing us to do gravity velocity. So, even if you've purchased one of these a year ago, you're still getting a lot of benefits of like ongoing software development we're doing with this product.
I honestly never brew without one now. Because interestingly, when you put one inside, say if you pair this with a temp controller, and I see the temperature of the actual beer, and I'm trying to ferment that at 20 degrees, the chamber temperature is actually around about 12. So if you're just taking the atmospheric temperature, if you're putting something to a side and saying, the room's 20 degrees, the beer's 20 degrees, that fermentation gets hot.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And these are just perfect to get the perfect, you literally got the temperature in that liquid.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, you could get a thermowell, but all the thermowell options are just another thing to clean. They stick in. It generally got some type of bulkhead fitting or something like that, which is another place with potential bacteria to be. So you're better off just using the pill, chuck it in, and it's core temp, as you say. Awesome. But the other thing, I think a lot of people don't know that we have the wireless charging model on the website. As we do have this original model, which got a lot of attention when we launched it. And then we brought out a wireless charging kit, which you can add to it yourself. And it's a bit of playing around to add it in there. And some people find it a bit fiddly.
Yep.
But straight out of the box, you'd go the wireless charging every day of the week, wouldn't you?
Because you don't have to. I rarely calibrate mine now, and it's still pinpoint accurate because you're not unscrewing it to charge it every few months and things like that. I literally just wash it, sanitize it, pop it straight in my next brew.
Yeah. So if you're getting a pill, honestly, it's a few bucks extra. Get the one integrated wireless charging because you never have to calibrate it. Once you've sealed that thing shut, never have to calibrate it. You're just laughing. I haven't calibrated mine for over a year now.
And if you've already got one, honestly, it is a bit fiddly, but get the wireless charging kit. You'll have so much better experience.
Yeah, definitely. Next one. Now, Brady, if you do have somebody you want to get into home brewing, this starter kit is a bargain. It's so cheap. We got basically a starter kit like this where it comes with the plastic PT bottles. Or if you've got another one where you've got glass bottles, which you can basically get old, beer bottles which you've drunken the beer out of, reuse those bottles, and that will need the
comes with a capper.
Yeah. So you got that one, you got the one with this one. So there's a few different variations of the starter kits on the website. The price range kind of varies a little bit, kind of from about $70 to kind of like 100, sort of round about that range, depending on the accessory kit you get. But look, compared to other places, we're I reckon 30-40% cheaper than any other starter kit that I've seen out there for comparative type of equipment.
And so many people, honestly, it's such a good hobby to share. When I've gifted to my brother-in-law, my brother, and I've had to put the kit together myself. Which is a pain because you're trying to buy things from everywhere. At least with this, you've got everything you need. You've even got your cleaning and sanitization bits in there already.
Yeah, so really cool thing, especially if somebody's got a bit of time, maybe they're retired, maybe they're just about to go into their Christmas break or whatever, really cool gift, or, nothing's cooler than making some beer, give it to somebody, at an event or something like that. So there's a beer I made. That's awesome,
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the quality that you can get now. From fresh work kits to all grain brewing, you honestly get awesome quality beer. And it's super easy.
Yeah. homebrewing has never been so easy. You guys, look, when I started, you don't know how lucky you are.
I probably started a little bit behind you, Kee.
Yeah.
Just a few years, but...
Thanks, mate. Yeah.
And one other thing we forgot is this new bad boy that we've just brought out. Honestly, it's something I never thought I needed until I got one. Yeah. And it's not just perfect. So obviously we've got spray bottles like this with your ethyl kill in there and things like that. But if you try and tip it upside down and things, these are much easier. You've got much better orientation. You can twizzle the nozzle and you can, how many litres can you actually dispense with this?
So basically it's a 1 litre tank and you can fill the tank like, I think it's like 30 to 40 times. So basically you're pumping out heaps before you need a charge. So this particular one, when we started getting this one made, we went for the largest lithium ion battery we could possibly fit in the casing. So a fairly high capacity battery. So like I think it's awesome. USB Type-C charging, so everyone's got one of those. Plug it in, doesn't take that long to charge, and honestly it's quite powerful, I'll say.
And what I love is not just spraying things and people, it's just being able to clean your beer line super easy. So we've got another attachment for these, which literally means I always have one of these filled with Stellar Clean and one with ethyl kill. And basically I just always have a bowl valve on the end of here, a bowl lock post on the end of here. Literally open your tap, connect it on and just push it through. And it's as easy as that.
I probably use mine a little bit more for gardening. I actually got a pretty serious like hydroponic setup at home. So
it's very serious.
For the gardening. So basically I fill it full of neem oil and just mist all the underside leaves. Whatever. So I reckon, I've used a lot of the ones at Bunnings and other hardware stores. I find for $16?
Yeah, 16,
$16 for an electric one. Like, honestly, half the ones that I've got at similar price range at Bunnings have probably failed within the first sort of...
Those hand pumping ones, you mean? That take up so much space and you have to fill them so high to be, otherwise you've got to pump them for ages. Honestly, having just a litre of like concentrated cleaner in there is perfect.
It's kind of weird. When I sort of thought about pumping before, I thought, it's not that hard, just pump it up. But then you get this and you're like, oh, that's a lot easier. So I've become very lazy. Now, the reality is if you're watching this, you probably like booze and your friends probably like booze. So what you want is some bar strength cocktails.
Now, Kee, honestly, rather than going to people's friends with clanging around with several different bottles just to make one cocktail, I just grab a mix pack. And these are literally, so this one makes around about 18.8% strength. So that's the same as what you're getting at the bar. Super easy and convenient.
Yeah, it is not an RTD. It's not like those wishy-washy 5% RTDs. This is like bar strength cocktails. So, it'll get the party started, let me tell you. Espresso martini, honestly, I've had these quite a few times now. Everyone loves them.
It's a favourite,
Great value. Like
awesome value.
Awesome value. And it's basically you just get two things like this. You go bang, bang, tear the sachets open. They're small enough to fit in your pocket. Tear the sachets open, pour them into a cocktail shaker, give it a few shakes, and boom, you're done. So,
and that'll make, 2 to 3 cocktails, depending on the size that you're going for?
Yeah, that's it. So if you're sort of like, if you wanted to make espresso martinis, if your martini glass is sort of about 200 ml, which is kind of like the normal, like for strong, espresso martinis, that's normally about what you get in a bar, then you're making 3. So, so for $11 for the pair, that's a bargain. You're getting 3 bar strength cocktails at 18% alcohol, $11.
So it's convenient. It's not just a great gift, but it's great to start a party. And it's super affordable.
And the other thing is if you get a pack of 10, there's a further discount, is that right?
There is, yes. So this base actually goes down to around about, I think all in for the base and the mixer, you go down to around about $8 for 3 cocktails.
Like that's, I think if you go to Dan Murphy's and try to buy a single cocktail can, for instance, you're probably a premix at this type of strength. One serve in one can is probably about $10.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
So you're getting like 3 times the value. So
that's the same whether you don't have to buy 10 of one flavour. You can literally buy a mix of between them, and you'll still get that discount. Because it's when you buy the base that you get the discount. Which means that you can essentially just get a mix pack and send it off to a friend.
I think awesome gift idea. My favourites, I'm going to say espresso martini is right up there.
That's a people's favourite. Everyone loves the espresso martini.
What do you think? Amaretto sour, another real favourite.
Absolutely.
If you don't mind a weaker, slightly weaker, not even weak by any standard, but a weaker cocktail than these ones, The Mojito and the Moscow Mule are also ones I like because they require a little top up with soda water.
Yeah, yeah.
That just lowers that ABV. I think they come down to sort of around about that 12, 13%.
I think you're right, yeah.
Alcohol. So they're still, it's still proper bar strength. But, you know, on a hot day, and these ones can pour over ice.
Yeah.
So they're kind of nice if you want to just sort of sip it a little bit longer and get a bit more volume and cool down.
And they can look fancy as well. You can still put a bit of lime garnish in there. And
the
honestly,
garnish makes it. You've got to garnish your cocktail. You've got to garnish. Yeah, so look, great options there on that front. Yep.
Yeah. So guys, that was our top 10 gift ideas for any person, homebrewer or not, pizza lover, cook, barbecuer, smoker. Honestly, guys, we've got the gear. So if you jump onto our website, all of this stuff's available at kegland.com.au.
That's it. See you guys next time.
See you guys.